Hi guys, it's Ban from chatbottutorial.com, and today I have a guest with me. He's Ilker Köksal. I hope I pronounce your name well. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. It's a perfect pronunciation.
Okay. If someone doesn't know you yet, could you please
Yeah.
introduce yourself in a couple of sentences?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm Ilker, CEO and co-founder of Botanalytics. Botanalytics is a conversational analytics and engagement tool for chatbots, and we are based in San Francisco. We have been supporting like more than 10 messaging platforms like Facebook Messenger, Slack, Line, Telegram, Kik, WeChat, Twilio, Viber, and many more. And the chatbot makers can analyze their chatbots and find their bottlenecks points or set up funnels to see how their conversation flows goes on, and many more things they can do at Botanalytics. And yeah, we are supporting it. We are like team of 10. Yeah.
Amazing. I assume you didn't start it with a team of 10 and two
Yeah.
offices
Yeah.
globally. So
Yeah.
tell me about the start. What was your first bot experience, anyways?
We are two co-founders, and while in SF we have been we are still attending hackathons, and on those hackathons we built chatbots. And at some point we realized that conversation analytics is much more different than the mobile and web analytics, and on those months, we dive deep into conversation analytics and the pain points, and then we open bot analytics.
When was that? Sorry.
Like 1.5 years ago, and then we backed by 500 startups after it, and we got some couple angels and 500 startups and couple VCs, and then we're growing very fast.
I imagine. It was before then Facebook opened its platform. Did you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that when
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
established the company?
I have a Medium blog post before the Facebook announcement last year, and you can look at it. I said that Facebook will announce this kind of things, and the boss would simplify our daily routines like in this kind of way. Yeah.
What was the turning point for you when you said, okay, this bot thing is going to be huge and I need to establish a company on it?
Yeah,
Was
actually,
that from Facebook or it's even
actually,
before?
we had an analytics tool, and we opened a tiny branch for chatbots, and we got great traction on chatbots, and we totally pivoted to the bot analytics because we see there's a huge potential in here, and as a we're bot makers because we build a lot of chatbots on hackathons, and we got prizes for those chatbots, so we know what we need as a bot maker. So, and because of that, we really solved the problem, and we pivoted our company to the all conversational analytics.
Okay. If I recall correctly, you have thousands of bots in your system. How many bot makers trust
Yeah,
you?
more than thousands of bots using bot analytics. And we have like Messenger bots, Slack bots, Kik, Line, Telegram, Twilio, Viber, and some generic SMS bots as well. And recently I published a chatbot market overview because we store thousands of bots and their data, and I published like general retention rate, functionality use, rich media use, and the speed and onboarding experience of bots. I published this kind of report. People can look at it on VentureBeat. And because we store like educational bots, banking bots, travel bots, shopping bots, any kind of bots we are storing. Yeah, and
So you have many unique cases and see the numbers. I don't need the exact numbers, but can you please tell us roughly, like I guess Messenger is dominating, but by
Yeah.
how much, or is there?
Our 40 or 45% of calls coming from Facebook Messenger. Messenger is kind of dominating our system, and but there is a big potential on SMS bots as well, and customer support agent bots will dominate, I think, in this year. But Messenger has a good spot in there. And we have great studies, case studies from Messenger, like Robbie Williams bot we have. Robbie Williams is a UK pop star, and he's selling albums and clothes on Messenger. And we are tracking the payments, and we are setting up funnels, and they can track payments and see the bottlenecks points in the conversation really easily. We are getting like a lot of messages from Robbie Williams bot because he has a great fan base on Messenger, and he turned offline users, offline followers to an online one. So this is a great strong case on Messenger, and because of that, there are many more this kind of cases on Messenger. Facebook is kind of dominating. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you can track the payments as well. I assume that it attracts a lot of marketers that use, for example, Messenger as a marketing channel.
Yeah.
In ratio-wise, how many people are these who, for example, a brand, solo entrepreneur uses Messenger versus someone who tries to do something like used to be an app before, but now a bot or like a utility
Yeah.
application?
Yeah, actually, I don't know I don't know the really exact number, but the fact that currently there are 65 million business pages on Facebook, and now they're converting to a chatbot. So any business page can convert to a chatbot, and you can think about the 65 million pages will become a Facebook Messenger bot. So it's huge. You can think about it. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Is there any industry that is dominating? You see the data probably in finance or healthcare or.
Yeah, actually, we have we're in our corporate cases we are specializing on banks. We have some banking clients, and because we thought that banks are the very first example for chatbot, because they have a lot of customer support agents, and they're trying to shift those agents to a chatbot. So in some of our cases, they shift some part of it, like 10% or 15% of their customer agent. It is a little bit, but yeah, they made it, and we saw the both cases on those banking accounts. So we are storing a lot of data on banking vertical. Yeah, it's kind of big right now.
How is the legislation on banking? I assume there are some privacy concerns about that topic.
Yeah. We are giving our all services, like 99% of our all services on demand. But for banks or some corporates, we are doing on-premise solutions. So for banks, yeah, the security and all those kinds of things are really important. So at Botanalytics, we are doing on-premise for just banks.
You offer many platforms. You mentioned SMS or Line, Messenger. If someone has a bot on different platforms, do you combine this data for them, or how does that work?
Yeah, of course. If they open an account at Botanalytics, they can integrate many bots into one account. So if you have a Telegram bot, if you have a Messenger bot, and if you have a WeChat or Line bot, you can integrate all of your bots into one account.
And also see the data separated, so it's not like meshed up
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Skype
yeah, yeah,
or.
yeah, separately. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay. Um, I know you're a big fan on finding the bottleneck of the conversation.
Mhm.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Actually, currently, I think there are two kind of bots. The one is real, like a structured bots, and the other are some having some AI on their backend, and they're kind of good on conversational side, and the others are kind of good on using some UI elements and these kind of things. And on bottleneck experience on the conversation side, we see a lot of cases. Actually, if you're both stuck at some point, you need to know that. So at right now at Botanalytics, you can segment your conversations according to churnable or engaged ones, and you can dive deep into your conversations and see the bottleneck points. But we just released Botanalytics Assistant. It's big, and we believe analytics should be automated and should simplify the bot makers' data routines, because bot makers are trying to simplify the people data routines while building chatbots. So we should simplify their data routines, and we are making analytics automated. So for bottleneck side, bot analytics assistant can automatically understand your conversations and see the bottleneck points, and can alert you, hey, today there's a bottleneck point in this kind of conversations with this kind of segmented users. So it's really big. So you don't have to dive deep all those kind of things. Just bottleneck assistant will tell you about it. So we work hard to make it happen, and in this week we release it, and we are improving it, because it's really hard to find a bottleneck points in this huge data. So we are currently focusing on some verticals like banks, and then we will come to other verticals on both on this assistant. Yeah, on bottleneck point, yeah, and this is the one exact solution to find.
I see. So, for example, the assistant tracks where the conversation gets stuck,
Yes,
or the
yes,
retention rates.
yes,
Um,
exactly.
is it sometimes just that the user stops for a while and just wants to re-engage later on because has something going on?
Yeah,
How
we
do
will
you
come to
measure
this.
when does the
Yeah,
conversation stop?
we will come to this point. In our mission, you don't have to take actions as a bot analytics. We should take action for yourself. Like, we need to tell you, hey, this kind of segmented users right now starting to churn. Now, as a Botanalytics, we are taking action for yourself, and we are sending like this kind of notifications while looking at their previous messages to your unique users, and we are keeping re-engage. We are keeping engaged on your users, and you don't have to do anything. And we will report what we do. That's it. It's our mission. We will make it happen. Yeah,
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
yeah.
Um, what are some of the best use cases that you saw that you could improve bot the
Yeah, yeah.
engagement or the retention
Yeah,
rate?
actually, on it depends on the industry. On celebrity boards, there are some KPIs on shopping side, on travel side, on education side, on banking side. There are a couple different KPIs. For example, for banking side, you need to look at your funnels, and you need to set up a funnel, because in our clients' cases, they build chatbots for their FAQs. So people are mostly coming to their website and asking a lot of questions, and they need to get answered correctly. So if your users completed the funnel in a great way, you're good. You're good to go. But if there's some missings on the funnel, You need to dive deep into the conversation details and see what's happening in there. So, and then they look at it and they iterate their conversation flow experience, and then they're republishing it, and then they're iterating every time and to enhance their conversation flow in a best level.
You mentioned the segmentation part. I think one of the most amazing things about chatbots that they have the context. So they have the context of in terms of segmentation as well. Some people have different needs than others. So
Mm-hmm.
um, how do you
Yeah,
help people analyze their segmented data?
yeah. Actually, at Botanalytics, without writing any kind of code, in the conversation details, you can define your events. Like, um, for example, your bots ask what's your name and then ask what's your address. So you can define those kind of things as an event, and you can set up a funnel and see how many of your users reach out to what's your address step, like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for example, I could segment all the people who paid because you can
Yes,
turn the
exactly.
like the payments
Exactly.
as well,
Exactly.
and probably see at the data what are the differences between those who didn't pay, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can also segment your users according to their retention data. For example, people at the beginning conversation flow who follow like 5-step conversations maybe less likely to churn according to people who follow 20-step conversations at the beginning of conversation flow. So you can compare two kind of conversation flow, beginning conversation flow experience, and then you can iterate your beginning conversation flow, because for retention, it's really important to at the starting point. So this kind of segmentation options we have at Botanalytics as well.
You've been around for at least 1.5 years, seriously in the chatbot space. What are the developments that you're the most excited about?
Yeah, actually, Messenger is Facebook side is really counting chatbots, and they're pushing the chatbot market. But on the other hand, like customer support side, companies are coming to the side. We don't hear too much news from them, like Zendesk, LivePerson, FlashDesk, these kind of companies. But we will see those great cases on there, because I think they're shifting their customer agent thinking to a bot in near term, and this kind of developments we will see probably end of this year.
What do you think? What will happen in the next couple of years in terms of the bot?
Yeah, actually, it's really realistic that bots will simplify our daily routines. Currently, I'm using just one bot at Messenger. It's a finance bot, and I connected my bank account to a bot, and I can unsubscribe some of my purchases like that without logging in to my Bank of America account and those kind of things. So this bot really simplify my daily routines. So if we see like 5 or 10 bots like that simplify the people daily routines, yeah, this we can say that yeah, the market is really great, and yeah, we should say that, and I think we will see we will see, and we will say these kind of things because we are putting more UI elements in the chatbot conversation flow. It's a good thing because we need to simplify this experience. It's hard to put AI at the first to grab some users. So the UI elements is really important for that. And because of this, yeah, we will see.
What do you think about voice bots? I'm think it's coming in the future, very big time, and I'm very fascinated about, especially if they properly understand my English accent or my Hungarian accent. Do you support them, or do you plan on working with voice bots?
Yeah, we are supporting them on the and I'm using Google Home and Alexa in my home, and I'm really using them, and it's a really good case, and it helps me in while at home, and I think they're training the data set, especially on both Google Home and Alexa side. They're training the data sets, and they will help more to users. So currently, it's kind of basic. It's kind of basic, but uh, they will improve. Yeah,
Some people say that they are becoming the god bots and little bots will join them. How do you see that?
yeah. Facebook, for example, can be this kind of bot because Facebook launched it like 2 years ago, and they're working on it. And if you think like those all those bots currently on Facebook is a great skill set for Facebook AM to train the Facebook AM like a god bot. So yeah, we will see this kind of bots, I think, but I think you will use other balls on those bots inside the bot. We will see the cases. It depends on the success cases on other chatbot space and the bots success rates on while training the data.
Mhm. I think Facebook has some kind of disadvantage in that space with less of the voice options and less of native options, as for example Siri or Google would have.
I think they can get the voice in a rapid way because the voice converted to a text. So it's the same thing actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I really like to use these voicemails, but sometimes it's not appropriate to send them because
Yes.
people cannot listen to them. So, but a great thing about the future that you can just send it in voice, and the other party can read it. Um, Back to Botanalytics. People are sometimes very fixed on certain little hacks or tricks, and timing can be one of them. Indeed, timing is very important where to get the attention. What do you see in the data? There are certain times where people are more receptive to certain things, or it's not that big of a deal at all.
Yeah, like you're asking the training the data at the right time. What?
The best time to send out a message, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah. Actually, it's a good question because currently we're calculating best re-engagement times of users to send the broadcast messages. It's
Mhm.
really important. It's highly important because if you give the same service to all users at the same time, it will suck. It's an it's true because while I'm at gym, uh, I may not get some notifications from a bot. Uh, for example, think about a food delivery bot. If it offers some food to me while at the gym, it's the worst case. But after gym, if it offers some deals, it's a really good case. So you need to know the best re-engagement times of your users. It's really crucial. Yeah, we're currently calculating those times. We will launch it. Yeah.
Uh, Actually, it's what I was as a marketing like looking at bots with a marketer's eye. Um, I think the timing is very good with the bot. Knows the user's time zone. If
Hmm.
you play globally, like
Yeah.
I always see my emails that when they are sent out to me, but some of the companies are American, and
Hmm.
I'm in Europe, and they have
Hmm.
like different times for sending out the emails. But
Yeah.
bots can solve this issue.
Yes, exactly. It's,
Yeah,
it's a really easy job, actually. Calculating the time difference and setting those exactly, it's really easy. And yeah, it should be like that.
it's not about the calculating, but the fact that, for example, on Messenger, people automatically receive that data that enables
Yeah,
them to do
exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So you don't have to do like an email segmentation, like what is
Yeah,
the your time
yeah,
zone or
yeah,
best time
yeah,
to email you.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
I signed up a little bit late to Botanalytics, and
Uh-huh.
I
Mm.
cannot use the data from previous conversations. Will there be a solution for that to some bot developers who are just like, oh
Mm.
my god, I forgot this tracking thing?
Like importing the previous conversations. That, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. You can import your previous conversations. Just let us know at hello@bottleneck.co about your structure, your JSON structure, and accordingly we can provide a link, and then you can post all your previous messages to us, and that's really easy. Yeah.
Mhm. How about people who use bot builder services like
Mhm.
that they don't have the custom code or the hosted variation?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we are coming we are coming to all bot builder platforms as an integration.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to mention today you started the like Chatfuel offers integration for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So it's
yeah, yeah,
from today on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Today we announced our Chatwheel integration. Any Chatwheel bot maker can use Botanalytics within the Chatwheel. It's a good thing. So we're coming all this kind of integrations with other bot builder platforms as well.
Okay. How do you plan to monetize on the long run? I know that you have a freemium model, so people can use it for free with
Yeah, yeah.
some
Our
limitations. What are these limitations?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
does it?
yeah, yeah. Currently, we're starting to give just one premium feature. That's Botanalytics Assistant. So
Mhm.
it's for other all features, it will be free. And if you want to use Botanalytics Assistant, it's just a premium feature. That's all.
Okay, so there are no limitation on
No,
the
no,
amount of
unlimited
data.
message. Yeah, yeah, unlimited messages, everything free.
Okay. How do you
Yeah.
see your future in the company in 1 year from
Yeah,
now?
actually, if you look at the similar cases on like 10 years ago or 5 years ago on web analytics companies or and then mobile analytics companies, they evolved in years, like 4 year, 3 year, or 5 years, and they became like billion-dollar companies. And the good thing is you need to iterate your product well. We will launch our redesigned product in a 2 weeks. For example, we are always giving pay attention to our product and getting a lot of feedbacks from our users. So if we do it well, if we listen our customer or users well, and if we iterate our product well and present it well, I think, yeah, we will come to a great point, and we can um, analyze all those kind of bots and help bot makers, educate them in their road, because it's kind of it may be hard for them to iterate their bots in some level, and we want to help them. We are helping them, like we are doing bot analytics 101 webinars in every week. We are doing panels, events in every 15 days. We are doing many kind of things, and yeah, that's the point. So uh,
Yeah, and compared to websites, you compared like the company evolution. I think one of the advantages on bots is that there are so many data points you don't really have on websites. So, for example, I always go back to Messenger. It starts off the relationship with the user with so much data actually.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So I think it could be like become really really valuable to a level
yeah,
that yeah,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
cannot
exactly.
really be compromised these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're based out of San Francisco. You work with a lot of bot companies together. Um, I ask always the guests, who would you listen to as our next guest in the podcast, and why?
Yeah, actually, there are not couple, many great guys in SF. And many great bot builders, bot enthusiasts in SF. I cannot say one name, so there are many names. So I have a lot of friends in in SF. So
Yeah, just name one or two that you think they have an interesting bot case,
Mhm.
or you would actually would spend more time with them talking about bots, and you could do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
in the
you can.
podcast.
Yeah, for a next podcast, you can talk with Tony from Converge AI, or Dimitri from Chatfield, or Lauren from Pandrabots. They have great cases on their platform, and they can be helpful to educate bot makers within their cases.
Okay, thank you. So if someone is interested in your platform, what is the next logical step? Where should they go?
Yeah, just log into just sign up to botanalytics.co, and it's really simple to integrate a bot at Botanalytics, and then start. It's just a few minutes or seconds to integrate the bot.
Yeah, I actually did it with another bot today as well, and
Yeah,
it's very easy and
yeah,
fast. I'm just excited to gather all the data. Thank you much.
yeah.
Thank you
Thank you,
very much for being
thank you.
here and sharing your thoughts with us. And
Yeah,
have a great day.
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.